Folks. Cut that music off before Facebook tries to play me and mute my Facebook Live because I'm playing music that doesn't belong to me. But I need some music, folks. Oh, I know exactly what I'm going to listen to. I'm going to listen to some old Kendrick Lamar from his mixtape. Hey, Pauline. Because I don't think they'll be able to. Oh, I haven't heard this in a long time. Let's see. Let's see if I can get away with some African music. See if I can get away with that. So I'm not the only late night person. So I am up mainly because, number one, I'm a night owl. But number two, I've been dealing with insomnia for a while because I had an injury. So it's been messing with my sleep. And I have some hormonal things going on with my age. So I figured I'm going to deal with it holistically. So I do not have fibroids, but I know that this particular brew that I'm putting together is good for fibroids. It's good for ovarian cysts. It's good for lots of different female issues, PMS, a whole bunch of things. I don't have any of those things, thank goodness. But I am aware that a lot of us do. So I am going to do this quick brew. Raw dandelion root, organic, very good for female issues. Yes, I'm in my pajamas in my mother's kitchen. So I'm going to take this raw dandelion root. I'm going to put it in this mason jar. Should I use this mason jar? Yeah. So, you know, when you go to the health food store, typically they scoop your stuff out. They put it in plastic. I prefer not to have any of my herbs in plastic for obvious reasons. So when I get my herbs, as soon as I get them home, I put them in glass jars. So I keep a lot of my glass jars so that I can do that. I'm also up late because today was my mother's 78th birthday. And so we were at my aunt's house celebrating a little low-key family celebration. So that was great. So that's another reason. And then this is ashwagandha. Oh my gosh, ashwagandha is good for so many things. Yes, it is, Munchkin. Ashwagandha is good for many, many, many things. All right. So folks who are, so this is also good for folks who are dealing with perimenopause and things like that. Yes, Munchkin. So, yeah. So that's ashwagandha, raw dandelion root. Hey, Oliver. And then, so these are going to be, so these roots here are good again for female issues, okay? Also good for stress release and things like that. Also the dandelion root. So one of the main benefits of the dandelion root is it is a good liver cleanse. And so my goal, and so I have really, like this winter, I've really chunked up quite a bit because I've just been having, leave that remote alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. Because I've been having a lot of sugar and chips and just like crazy stuff that I typically do not eat. And so I need to do an overall cleanse, but what I'm starting with is the liver cleanse. And also for people, don't you get up there. For people who are Libras hold a lot of anger in their liver. In their liver. And so, how do you pronounce your name? Nekbet, is that right? And please spell that out for me. That's beautiful. Yeah, so Libras hold a lot of anger in their liver. And so I've done Osho root before, which they also call bear claw. That's also a very delicious liver cleanse that I love. But tonight I'm doing dandelion root. And so this is for the female stuff, hormone balancer and all of that stuff. And then for the inflammation, what I'm adding is cayenne pepper. Okay. All right. Of course, I'm adding turmeric. So for those of you that just joined, I am mixing dandelion root. Oh, that's a lot of turmeric. Dandelion root, ashwagandha. I just added cayenne pepper, turmeric, and thyme. That is for the inflammation. I pronounced it right. Ow. Also for inflammation, I'm adding lemon and lime. Should I do that now? I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to add the lemon and the lime after it's already brewed. Okay, so my cat's looking at me. It's like, Mommy, why are you up? It's bedtime. Okay, so now I'm taking my water from my mason jar, adding it, and I'm going to bring it to a high boil. Okay, I'm going to bring that to a high boil, and then I'm going to take 4 heaping teaspoons of my little brew here, of my dandelion, my ashwagandha, my cayenne pepper, my turmeric, and my thyme. I'm going to take 4 tablespoons. So I'm not the only night owl in the world. Okay. Oh my gosh, that turmeric. I put so much turmeric and cayenne in there, it's got my nose running a little bit. It's funny. So these are tablespoons, but it's all good. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And I'm going to let that come to a boil. If I was at home, my mother doesn't have any molasses, but I'm going to let that come to a boil. And then I am going to let it sit overnight. And then I'm going to transfer it to this mason jar and sip on it throughout the day. So like I said, if I was at home, I would add some molasses to it. And I might even add some apple cider vinegar. So molasses for a little bit of sweetness, but also molasses can cut sugar cravings and caffeine cravings. And the other thing that I got for, which it hasn't made me sleepy yet, but I just got some CBD, some hemp complete 5. And so this is good for inflammation as well, for some inflammation that I have in my shoulder. So that's mainly why I'm taking it, is because of just like my lifestyle, just like traveling all the time, carrying super heavy purses that they warned us about all these years, but I did not listen. And so, hey Marche. And so now I have some torn tendons in my rotator cuff. And I also have some arthrosis, which is inflammation, basically, to which my doctor said, oh, you just have an aging shoulder. And I was like, excuse you. And so it was starting to heal last summer, and then I got into a car accident, and that kind of flared it up again. And so that's also why I'm doing all this inflammation stuff, is to get rid of the inflammation in my shoulder. But also I started treating it with CBD oil like 2 weeks ago, and it's already done. I mean, I felt the effects within like a day and a half of like no pain. And that's the other reason why I've been up at night, because the pain keeps me up at night. And so the CBD oil was like, yoink, no pain. And I was like, God, is this real? Is this like psychosomatic? Like the pain went away so quickly? Did you mention this helps with fibroids? Yes. The dandelion root and the ashwagandha helps with the fibroids. I do not have fibroids anymore. I did years and years and years ago. But yeah, the ashwagandha and the dandelion root. And also I almost bought some chaste berry and Vitex. So I'm putting that in the chat. I almost bought that today, chasteberry and Vitex. So those are also good for ovarian issues, female issues, etc. But the woman at the health food store said I didn't really need those. So so looking for something to help with fibroids is definitely chasteberry and Vitex. I think I took Vitex when I had fibroids, because I tried to treat them holistically for like a year. And so I did acupuncture, and I did a whole bunch of Chinese herbs, and I did heal one of them. You could see it, but then I wound up having to have the operation to get them removed. So, because I tried to do the holistic thing, but 2 of them were too big by that point. But the one that was smaller actually had started to like shrivel up. So it was working. But those herbs were super expensive, and the diet was like super, super crazy. And see, it's already boiling. So I'm gonna turn this bad boy down, way down. And so actually trying to treat the fibroids was actually more stressful. And so I found a really good Black female surgeon, met her. She didn't try to talk me out of my herbs because the other doctors were trying to make it seem like I was crazy for using herbs and this and that and the other thing. But I found a fantastic lady doctor, and I met her, and I was like, okay, I trust you. And then I wound up having the surgery like 2 weeks later after I met her, after like a year of treating it holistically. But anyway, so this is just also for overall uterine health. And then one of the things about the dandelion root also, back when I was on my fibroid journey, one of the things about the liver is that don't you get up there, that stove is hot, is that there is a correlation between the liver and fibroids. And so I was doing a lot of liver cleansing and things like that. But again, it was a long time ago, so I can barely remember all the stuff. But anyway, so you're going to let that sit. Don't you get up there. You're going to let that sit. And then in the morning, I'm going to add my lemon. I'm going to add my lime. And then I'm going to drink it first thing in the morning. And I might sip on it throughout the day. But I'm definitely going to do it first thing in the morning. And so we'll see what happens. And so my friend at the health food store, shout out to Lim's Health Food Store in Bloomfield, Connecticut. For Connecticut people, if you're looking for, I'm going to put that in the thing too. If you're looking for a really good health food store in like the Hartford area, I highly recommend Lim's in the old Capaco parking lot. If y'all know Capaco, they are the bomb. They've been around so long. And there are 2 women there that work there. I don't want to give their names because I don't know if they want to be out on social media like that, but they are the truth. I mean, the owners are really good too, but I got to know these 2 women better because they're there all the time, and they know so much. So I highly recommend Lim's Health Food Store if you are in Connecticut. So that's it. So I'm going to let it sit. And then she told me I have to be super consistent and do it for like 10 days straight. And so we'll see. You know, again, it's for hormone balancing. It's for overall lady part health. And so we'll see about that. And then again, the CBD, I highly recommend. And what else? So the other thing that I've been doing is using retinol on my face. So that's something else I recommend. I started an evening face regimen. And so for ladies of a certain age, like myself, if you find that your skin is like not as elastic, I don't do anything pharma. Herbs and supplements are the way to go. Yeah, I mean 100%. 100%. And the beautiful thing is so much of the stuff is in our kitchens, you know. So, yeah. So the other thing that I'm finding my skin was like losing some of its elasticity, you know, just like aging stuff. And so I started using retinol. Dr. Dennis Gross, he has an evening, because, you know, you do retinol at night. So he has like something that you just put on your face. And then he also has a retinol cream. And so I've been using that. And then as you can see, I have like these little, because like I said, I've been doing this sugar. And so I have these breakouts from all the sugar that I've been overindulging in. And so the retinol is fantastic. And what else? Kiehl's Midnight Oil. I can't do them back to back, but I've been doing that. Also, Dr. Dennis Gross's daily face peels, but they're gentle enough for like every day. I don't need to use them every day, but that's been good. So what else am I doing? Yeah, that's enough for now. It's almost 12 o'clock. So yeah, so we'll see how this thing goes. Prayerfully, it will help with my insomnia. It will be a nice hormone balancer. It'll be a nice liver cleanse. I'm super excited. And like I said, I'm going to add my lemon and lime in the morning, and we're going to get it popping. So, oh yeah, me too. I do the collagen too. I do in the morning. I do Dr. Dennis. I do his it's collagen and vitamin C, I think. So, and I just got my mother to switch over too. I mean, her skin is great for 78. Her skin is really, really good, but she didn't feel like it, you know, because again, as you age, I'm just learning so many things as I age, and there's so many things they don't tell us. Oh my God. So the things that we don't know. So, yeah, so I just felt like my face was kind of dull. And so, you know, I had to step it up. I had to step my game up. So I had to get that retinol and the collagen and all of those things. And, you know, I'm gonna, you know, going into this next phase of life. So that is that. That is that. We'll see how my little concoction works, and we'll see what happens after 10 days. Exactly, Marche, what? Exactly. They don't tell us anything, that our bodies just like change, like they tell us little things, but they don't tell us the other stuff. So stuff started happening. I was like, oh, I got to get to the health food store because this is like some change of life stuff that's happening here. Anyway, that's it. Thank y'all for, oh, you know what I should do? I should put the ingredients in the description so folks will know what it is. All right, so I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna go to bed because I am actually, so you take this like 30 to 45 minutes before you go to bed. And then there was some other, oh my God, I forgot about black cohosh. That's the other thing that I'm taking. So I'm also taking black cohosh. I didn't add it in my brew, but I just started that today too. So yeah. And so all of those things are, again, supposed to help with hormones. I think I'm going to start taking Maca Root for cortisol because, you know, they talk about the stress hormone, and I was taking something for cortisol last summer. I can't remember what it is now, but maybe it was adrenal. Maybe it was that adrenal support. It's 2 years ago. After the election, my stress was super high after the election. It was crazy. And so I started taking adrenal support because I felt like my levels were kind of off. And I took that adrenal support for like 6 months. And then my mood started to just get like really good, really calm, really easy. So adrenal support is also really awesome. But I still think, so the cortisol, when you don't sleep, then that depletes your cortisol. When you have stress, that can make your cortisol wonky as well. And then that contributes to the abdominal weight gain. Hey, Dorian. And so getting those cortisol levels in balance is super, super important. So the Maca Root is supposed to be really good for cortisol. And I totally forgot to get that at the health food store today. So I'll probably grab that on Monday. Yeah, but that's it. That's it. So I'm going to put the ingredients in the description for the folks that hopped on late, and we'll see what happens. All right. Have a good night. Happy health.